Our Style Squad is back here to share their views on some hot button topics that people are talking about. Joining me now is business and marketing expert Diane Griselle, relationship expert T.C. Brantley, and board certified plastic surgeon Dr. Beth Collins. Welcome everyone to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Let's get right to these topics. First one, this one drives me nuts. This is Congressman Todd Akin. He apologized on Monday for his comment about legitimate rape. He said he made serious mistakes in responding to a question about his views on abortions, and he said legitimate rape results rarely result in victims' pregnancy. Anyone want to start that off? Because I think it's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
It's beyond a stupid comment. But from my perspective, the bigger issue is in 1973, Roe versus Wade was supported by the Supreme Court, which upheld a woman's right to choose by the 9th and 14th Amendments. And right now, I just think this is an issue we all need to accept as a society, that women have the right to choose. And let's move on to the jobs issues that should be focused on in this election. The guys all our soldiers in Afghanistan, there's other bigger issues.
Well, you're not saying, though, someone cannot have a difference of opinion of abortion. That's correct, because we do live in a loving society, a free society that we can talk.
Let the voters in that state decide who represents their thinking.
I understand, but the key is that, you know, he has this very strong view about abortion. However, he went a little bit way overboard in dealing with it.
But it wasn't the best comment for him to make, but I think the focus is, can we forgive him for having made the comment?
He's trying to retract the statement. Is that something he could do?
He's able to do it, but by him being in the public spotlight, it's going to be a little harder to do, right?
Well, absolutely. I think when you are somebody who is in the public eye, you have to be a little bit more careful about what you're saying. And I'm sure that all of us have said something that we regret, that maybe we didn't mean. And can we forgive him? I don't know. I think he's shown us a part of himself, and I think we could put it in the back of our minds as that's the way he thinks about something, agree with him or not agree with him about it. But can we forgive? I hope that we are forgiving as a society.
I think it's difficult, though, because you've decided to be in the public eye, and you're making these ridiculous comments.
But Teresa, no one's perfect. I mean,
I understand, and I've said some dumb things on TV. Don't get me wrong. Absolutely. But not to the. It's just he thinks that way, and he's not stepping down.
Again, the problem is that he is so strong viewed on that he wanted it so bad that he did by any means necessary, which got him in trouble.
You know, I have to admit, maybe I'm not up on political goings on in that state, but I never heard of the guy prior to this.
No.
So he may have a record that's actually a stellar record that made him get to be a six-term senator. Right. And I don't think anybody's whole career should be caught up with this. But again, I don't think abortion belongs in the political issue race right now. We're not putting that cat in the box.
But Diane, it's
women
all about
have a right to
politics
choose.
right now.
It's been approved. Yes, but we need to focus our politics on really issues that can be changed and everyone would agree with.
I understand.
Well, I agree with you that there are more pressing issues right now as far as electing our officials. But yeah, I think people who are in the public eye really do need to be a little bit more careful about what they say. And he can have whatever opinion he wants.
As crazy as it may be. But, I mean, people can go to Twitter and Facebook, and people are reacting to this. So this is a long line of, I don't know, I think it's
all
going to be
about
hard for
politics, though, because it's 2012, and this is time for election year, and, you know, with the Republicans and Democrats, so we're trying to find something to get each other on, so that's the bottom line. But
all right, well, let's move on to our next topic. Technology is making addicts out of all of us.
Yes.
I love this topic.
Yes, let's go.
I think it's true. I mean, it's also, let's start off, it's changing the way people have relationships.
The problem is that we're coming into society that people are now more prone to talk to a computer than talk to a person. And so what happens is that now people are not dialoguing with one another, and then here's intimacy issues. In my practice, a lot of guys are so into their computer games and women so much into Facebook, they have no time with each other, and they wonder why there's no intimacy going on in the bedroom.
So TC, I've heard a statistic that up to maybe a third of divorces have resulted in some way, shape, or form from Facebook.
Yeah, it's getting higher because people are going back in the past, and when things are not well at home, they want to go back and have a nostalgia time and go back to high school with someone that they didn't like and so forth. Here we go, come on, bring it on.
I look at this in the bigger societal perspective, in that I don't want to see another illness that gets a title, and a code, so it's insurance reimbursable. And I work with drug companies. I mean, I've done that for over 20 years. I don't want to see a new drug for people who are addicted to the internet, because then it's, oh, well, hey, I'm more worried about people who are addicted to television. They're sitting there doing nothing. At least the people who are addicted to their iPad are walking down the street bumping into each other, but they're at least on their feet.
But Diane, that's the problem with America, though, is that everything has a pill to it. Everything has a pill to it.
And we don't want that.
And we don't want that.
I do agree with that. And it's one more excuse someone can have to go kill someone or something radical that we just need to move away from.
Well, how about this? A restaurant in Los Angeles is offering 5% off your bill if you leave your cell phone with them while you sit down and have dinner. I mean, is this what we're coming to?
That shows how this is a great problem in America, that again, people are so into the non-talking that they'll do it through text, they do it through Twitter, they do it through Facebook instead of facing the person and deal with it. And that does not build character, because now you have this buffer in front of you instead of talking to the person directly. And when you don't do that, you have a society that will start going downhill.
That's true. Who hasn't gotten the hostile email?
Yes,
very true.
You know, the person would never, ever, ever say to your face.
You can't be man enough to see me face to face and tell me you don't like me. Just tell me first instead of doing it with Facebook.
Well, it was in an article that I think we all read it about whenever you get a ding or a message that you've gotten a text,
your dopamine goes on. Yeah.
There's something in your brain that they've looked at that you have a dopamine surge, which makes you feel good. It's the feel-good chemical in your brain.
So
and
to talk
so
to me.
it is. It's definitely it is an addiction, and there is sort of a biological basis for it. I do agree with you about the diagnosis of it, that it does open up a huge can of worms. But on the other side of it, there is a biological basis to what they're talking about.
But again, I'd say go get a life. If your life is built, on how many friends you have that you have never met in the entire world, I feel sorry for you.
But I'm going to say I've actually lost sleep because I'm up on Twitter or finding text messages.
Your confession, Teresa.
I'm just being honest with you. I feel like other people might. I mean, that's
but here's the problem, America, is that we have created this Trojan horse, and we have to now dethrone it. We have to take it piece by piece and don't make it all our whole life, because that's the problem. We're making the cell phone, the texting, our entire life, and we're losing a whole generation of people who will not interact. That's what it's all about. It's about interacting.
All right, we have time for one last topic, and Connie, if it's okay, I'd like to talk about the binge drinking. I don't know if you've heard this. College binge drinkers are happier and obtain a high social status than other students.
Hogwash.
Wait a second.
Hogwash.
Okay, hold on. I have worked with clinical trials for many, many years.
Okay.
This whole study is so flawed because you know what they concluded? It really is about if you have more money in your pocket. Because think about it. When you were in college, the typical college student is broke. You know, unless they're really lucky and have parents, or maybe they're working their butts off with a job.
Right.
So if you have money in your pocket and you can buy beer and buy cocktails or buy whatever you want to drink, you are happier. Because you have money in your pocket.
But Diane, we have to go a little further. But hang on, go even further though. Is that sometimes these parents have taught these kids how to deal with pressure. Instead of them facing and talking, they see mommy and daddy getting drunk and doing the thing, and then they go to college and they're having a bad day, and then they go to drinking. So
well,
again,
that's a whole other issue.
Well, no, I don't think these people are drinking away their problems. I think it's just the social aspect of being in college. And if you look at what they define as binge drinking, it's 5 drinks over a 2-week period of time. Now, when I was in college, there were at least 4 parties or 5 parties that maybe if you went and had 1 drink, and if you're of the legal drinking age, 1 drink over a 2-week period of time
is not that bad.
To drink.
But listen,
I don't know. We don't want to take the fun out of everything either. I don't drink at all. But
I can deal with that. But again, the issue is that these problems, if we're not careful, will become greater problems down the road. That's all I'm saying.
That's true. All right, guys, we got to end it on that one. We're out of time. Thank you so much, Style Squad, for being here. We'll do it again
shortly.
Coming.